Hello, loves. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com. I've been really sick for the last several days, and it started with vomiting and a fever and what felt like a cold. And after 3 or 4 days of that, a friend of mine said, "Are you sure you don't have COVID?" And I was like, how would I get COVID? But no, I'm not. I was 17% lung function. I've always assumed that COVID would be a death sentence. And so I didn't really think that. But then I decided to go and get tested. It was hard to find a test on the weekend. It required a lot of hoops and getting a hold of my doctor and getting doctor's orders. And there were just a couple of places in our Eugene Springfield combined town of more than 200,000 people. So if that's true here, and for me with my privilege and access to healthcare, what must be true in other places? And sorry, I work really hard to just not fall into the trap of borrowing trouble. I have had enough terrible diagnoses in my life to know that I can endure a lot, that I can endure more than I ever would have imagined, and that until something is true, it doesn't benefit me at all to imagine that it might be true. And as I mentioned last week, my wife and I had been masking around each other, and we'd finally reached the number of days where we thought it was safe to stop. And so we began anew. And I got just so tired of being tired and feverish. And anytime I was up in the house to be wearing a mask again, so frustrating. So I got my results this morning. It is not COVID. And while that filled me with relief and some permission to feel like I could ditch the mask, it still has not stopped the conditions of what's happening with my GI tract and with the fever and the chills and whatever else has obviously got a hold of me at this time. So this is just to acknowledge that these are challenging times, and I don't have a big message for you except that it's not an easy thing to keep our minds right when our fear is knocking at the door. And so all of the things that keep us on the right side of mentally healthy, whether that's asking friends to remind us of what we know is true, or checking our inputs, not tuning into the things that bring down our well-being or our hearts and attitudes, or paying particular attention to the kinds of self-care we can do, like contemplative practice. Meditation is of key importance for me right now. So I love you. This too shall pass. And for everyone experiencing these hardships, I love you. My heart is with you. I hope that you are weathering these storms all right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.